Hey, afternoon, everybody. Welcome to State Fair Arena as we are bringing you the Squirtle Bracket Breakdown. As I said, live from State Fair Arena. It's Sunday, and if you're here on Sunday, as Coach Bobby Dawson from Canute is, it's a good thing because that means that your team is in the state tournament this week, and that's the case for your team. Class A girls, Canute gets in, wins that area championship. No sweat. I got to catch the end of that online a little bit, but you do knock off Visay and you get back to the state tournament. First of all, Coach, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
First, talk a little bit about that Visay game. I mean, just a really good, talented team, and you had to knock off a couple of. I mean, I say a couple. That's not to knock everybody else, but down the stretch, the regional and area championships, a pretty tough stretch for your team, Canute, to get to state.
I'm telling you, Visay girls can go. They're really good. We came out and played just well enough to win. We didn't do a lot of things right, but that's in every game.
Yeah, I think you beat Surreal in the regional championship game, but Visay, a team that turned around the next day and really took it to a hot Arapahoe Butler team, kind of proved how good they are. But, we look at this Class A girls bracket, and a lot of people say Hydro Weekly. Okay, they've been there. You got a couple cracks at them this year, and so you're at least familiar with them. I mean, you got to get there first, but would you agree with people on the outside looking in that to look at this and say, Hydro Weekly, they've got one loss this year, that right now they're the team to beat in this class?
Yeah, I mean, you have to say that. They've earned that right. Like I said, we've played them a couple of times. The first one was really tight the whole game and close, and then the second one, it was a lot closer than the score. It looked like.
Yeah, it was really close at halftime, wasn't it?
I think it was a 3-point game at halftime and like an 8-point game going in the fourth, and then, just things happen sometimes. And so that one was closer than it looked, but they're really good, and they deserve that right to be number one and to be the favorite for sure.
So you're back here. You got here last year, of course, and you're back again. But just getting back here, does that help you appreciate how tough it is just to get to the state tournament?
Yeah, it is. It's tough. When I have them 4 seniors this year, and it was like last year was pure excitement when we made it because it was like we haven't made it, and it's like, okay, we're satisfied. This year it's still exciting, but it's more of a relief because it's like this year we have bigger plans in mind.
Well, you do play the Class A girls this year are playing at Southern Nazarene University in Bethany. You've got that 2 p.m. game, so the good thing is, I guess you don't have to sit around and worry about the game all day.
Well, that's true. And
you get to play it early.
You can go through that regular routine, too. We'll show up an hour early and shoot around for an hour.
There you go.
I mean, because boys coaches always graph about that, but we're used to getting there an hour early, and we'll go through our regular routine. It's not a deal where – because girls usually aren't used to only warming up 10, 15 minutes, so we'll just go through our regular routine, and hopefully that gets you more relaxed.
No sweat at all. What do you know about your first-round opponent, Garber, a team that had to come back and win that Saturday game after losing the area championship? Do you know much about Garber now?
Well, last night's the first time I saw him live. Yeah. I know that Coach Davis does a great job, very well coached. I think they're pretty young. And like I say, last night's the first time I've seen them, and they'll definitely be a tough test. I've already been trying to round up film, and I'll start working this afternoon.
The good thing about 2020 is it's a lot easier to get film than in 1995. You don't have to drive to Four Corners of the state to get it.
I remember back in the day on a Sunday afternoon, it was it'd be a long road trip, and now all you got to do is push a button, and it's right there.
Yeah, you show up here with 5 or 6 VHS tapes, to swap with coaches.
Absolutely.
Now, like you said, a click of the button. Well, hey, Coach, congratulations for getting here.
Thank you.
Best of luck this week, and if things work out, we'll see you here at State Fair Arena on Friday.
That would be awesome.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks again, Bobby Dawson, Canute, and we'll be back with more coaches right after this. Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
I can come back live and we can look at a bracket real quick if we need to.
about you?
Good. Congratulations.
Thanks, sir.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
All right, welcome back to the Squirtle Bracket Breakdown, coming to you live here from State Fair Arena on Sunday afternoon. And I'm now joined by Coach James Panel. I wanted to say Pannell, and then I tried to say Pannell.
That's
or
right.
Pannell. James Panel from Kiowa. First of all, congratulations. It's a good thing if you're here on Sunday before the state tournament.
It is. Yep. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Let's talk about your area run. You go up against Calumet in the area championship game. They're usually pretty stingy on defense, and that was the case on Friday night as they got you 51-36. But what did you say to your team how to come back on Saturday and rebound from that loss and make sure that they're not too flat coming out?
Yeah, the hardest part of that deal is that you have to put it behind you really, really fast. You can't dwell on it, and so that's what we talked to them about, was not dwelling on the past and just looking forward to another opportunity to go to state tournament. The girls did a good job of responding. So,
yeah. You are playing at 7 p.m. Thursday at Southern Nazarene University, which is where Class A girls will play their quarterfinal games before coming to State Fair Arena here on Friday and Saturday. So the good news is Kiowa makes it to the state tournament. The bad news is you're going to take on everybody's number one to open up that tournament in the quarterfinal round. Most everybody has Hydro Weekly pegged as a favorite, and Hydro really hasn't done anything this year to say otherwise or to prove otherwise. So, what's the message to your team this week as they come in and take on the team that most people feel is the odds-on favorite to win?
For us, it's not about anybody else but ourselves. So
Yeah.
we're going to focus on ourselves. We're going to try to be the best version of Kiowa we can be, and if we do that, we're confident in our kids and what we're capable of doing, and all we want to do is be the best we can be that day. That's all we can handle. So we'll control what we can control.
Yeah. I got to imagine it's going to be an exciting week in Kiowa altogether as both boys and girls teams make it. It's got to be fun making that run through the playoffs when both teams are excelling, and then for both to get to the state tournament.
Yeah, it was a ton of excitement and the support there from having both teams there. Your whole community comes out regardless, and then the staff and the whole school is really into it, even more so when they're both going. So just a great run, a lot of fun. Glad we're there together.
So I imagine you'll come here and cheer on, tell the girls, hey, pull for the team, don't overdo it.
That's right.
But the Kiowa boys play at 2:00 here at State Fair Arena against Visay, and then you've got that 7 p.m. game. So it's good that you're able to come and watch the boys too.
Yeah, I love the fact that we get they do a good job. That can be very difficult, as we know, to split all the doubles up, and I'm glad they do that. It gives us a chance to show up here and root the boys on, and that'll be a great experience too. So excited about that.
Sometimes that makes for funky things in the bracket, but at the same time, people have been pulling for both of these teams all the way through the playoffs, so you hate to not allow them to do so once they get to the state tournament. Well, hey,
absolutely.
Coach, congratulations again.
Yep.
Kiowa makes it to the state tournament. Coach James Panel. We're going to take a break here, come back with more Squirtle Bracket Breakdown after this.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream. pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
All right, welcome back. Squirtle Bracket Breakdown. Michael Swisher now with Strother coach Colby Johnson. And if my notes are correct, first ever trip for the Strother girls to the state tournament. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Well, so big time celebration going on in town then, right?
Big time celebration. Everybody's very excited, very proud of these girls and their accomplishments this year. And so, yeah, it's a big deal around Strother community right now.
So I believe you go into, was it the regional final? Undefeated, was that correct?
That is correct.
Taking on Velma Alma.
That's correct.
And Velma gets the best of you there. How did you rally the troops for that area tournament? Because first of all, you were potentially just 2 wins away from state. Now you're going to have to go win 3 after you lose that game. So how do you rally the team who suffered their first loss of the season?
Well, I think that first loss was definitely an eye opener for them. It was. Sometimes when you're going undefeated like that, it's a little bit of a burden that you're carrying, a little bit of extra pressure that's on top of the team. And so I think that was definitely an eye-opener for us, kind of rallied us to a cause.
Yeah.
Most teams might fall apart at that point, knowing that they got to go 3 games in a row to get to the state tournament. But these kids really rallied together and wanted to right that wrong.
Yeah. And if you guys want to know what the voice of a man who played 3 elimination games in a row sounds like, this is it right here from Coach Johnson. As you said, you've been yelling for 3 days, so that'll do a number on the old voice box, won't it?
Most definitely. Last night, too, it was very loud in the gym. We even had to go to a whiteboard to try to show the kids what we were calling because it was so loud in there. So, yes, my voice is definitely strained and gone today.
You got your shot back at Velma Alma yesterday. They were defeated by Okarche in their area final game, so you got another crack at them. What went different the second time around?
Really and truthfully, the first time around, we got in a lot of foul trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my better kids, my leading scorer on the year that averages 20 a game for us, she set 10 minutes of that first round matchup that we had with them. And last night, she played the entire time without foul trouble.
That helps.
Most definitely. We had some other kids that didn't play as well the first time around offensively that really stepped up. And then our defense has been kind of our staple all year. That's what we rely on is how we play so good and aggressively on defense. And our defense did an excellent job for 4 quarters last night.
So the Class A girls are at Southern Nazarene on Thursday for the quarterfinal round before moving to State Fair Arena for the final 2 rounds. You got the 3:30 game against Calumet. One of the good things about State is usually it works out this way, that we see, different areas of state match up in that first round. Sometimes it doesn't always work out that way, but, Strother and Calumet, not necessarily familiar foes. And, what do you know at this point about Calumet? Unfortunately for you, you weren't in that area final and get to go scout on Saturday. So, what do you know about Calumet so far?
Well, we are familiar with them. We scrimmaged them in October.
Yeah, there you go. And
then we went out at December to their place and scrimmaged again. They had a super scrimmage out there where some Western teams were there. And so we went out. So we have some familiarity with them. I actually got to go watch them play their end of their regular season game against Okarche. Because I knew Okarche was probably going to be in my area.
Yeah.
So I got to see it. So we're familiar with them. We haven't really dove real deep into matchups and how we're going to play them and that type of thing just yet. That'll come in the next day or 2 here. But we are familiar with their team and their coach. They're a well-coached team, and they have a good program.
I mean, you look up and down the Class A bracket. I mean, Canute, Strother, Calumet, Okarche, Visay, Calumet, some really, really talented teams. But everybody – on the outside looking in, feels like Hydro Eakly is the cream of the crop, and they haven't done anything to tell us otherwise this season. Have you got to see much of Hydro Eakly, and how impressive you've been with what you know about them?
I think Hydro again, they're another well-coached team. Coach Tharp does a great job. He has a good program there. those kids are very well coached and do a good job. But I think Class A girls this year there's no ceiling like
right.
there has been for the last 4 years. Hydro probably is the better of the teams right now, but I feel like that most of the teams in the state tournament have a shot this year.
Well, the good thing is if you're playing Hydro, that means you're playing on Saturday.
That's correct. That's correct.
So maybe you'll get the crack at them. Well, hey, Coach, congratulations again. You made history, Strother first ever trip. So I know it's an exciting time there. Congratulations, good luck, and hope to see you up here.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Thank you very much. We're going to take another timeout, come back with some more coaches right after this.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
All right, welcome back. Squirtle Bracket Breakdown here at State Fair Arena on Sunday afternoon. Michael Swisher now joined by Hydro Eakly boys coach Ricky Gore. And, Coach, you're in the Class A boys bracket. It's been, about 9 years for the Hydro Eakly boys?
It's been a long time.
Yeah, I mean, you've had some close calls, I know, over the years. Last time I remember you being here, it seemed like you were in a semifinal game, and I can't remember which team of that yours was or who you were playing, but I know you've made it to the semis here at least.
You got a good memory. It was semifinals. It was Fort Cobb.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, yeah. And I told Coach Hines they lucked out again and got back here again. So.
Yeah, they're pretty solid.
Well, so you get to the area final and you take on a red-hot Garber team, and seemed like pretty much everything they did that night went their way. And got the big win, but you came back last night and knocked off Regent Prep. How do you rally the troops, especially after a loss would you rather lose at the buzzer or lose that big when you got to come back the next day?
It was hard. I was really proud of our guys. We got beat by 30.
Yeah.
Had a couple of guys sick. No excuses, and we went into the game yesterday. You had three kids sick. And it's do or die. Yeah. And it's a tough situation. And I was very proud of how our guys responded. We were behind the whole game until the fourth quarter. And about midway through the fourth quarter, we finally took the lead. But showed the character of our boys and showed how mentally tough we are.
The good news for Class A boys is they're here all 3 days at State Fair Arena. So everybody wants to play at the big house. Well, everybody in Class A boys is going to get that chance this year. You play 3:30 p.m. Thursday against Arapahoe Butler. I want to say you guys have met up. I mean, I'm just assuming. I don't have your schedule in front of me right now, but I'm going to assume you guys have met up this year.
Yes, we played each other in a tournament here in Weatherford in January.
The West Central?
West Central tournament,
okay.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
And they got us by 2. Really good game. They're a good team. We're a good team. So, like I said, we're very excited about being at the fairgrounds, and we're excited about being here.
The one thing about playing a familiar foe, you don't have to really just go search out for a bunch of game film.
No, you don't. They know us, and we know them, so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yep. So some interesting things happened in the Class A bracket. Obviously, the defending champs are gone. Number 2, Calumet is not here. So that kind of opens some things up now. Fort Cobb. They've been in the state finals for 32 years in a row, it seems.
Yes.
But they're there. But there's some teams here. I think 6 teams have never won a state title before.
Right.
On the boys' side. So, but this year maybe is a year a lot like last year, where maybe it's a wide open race in Class A boys.
It is. I'm telling you, Class A boys is loaded this year.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good teams. A lot of good teams that's not here, and like I said, it's wide open and I'm sure everyone's to be chasing Fort Cobb.
Yeah, outside of Arapahoe Butler, you look at that Fort Cobb Stewart matchup, and I know that you've at least seen them, but what is Fort Cobb? What are they doing this year? That here they are, the number 1 seed again, and they lose what they lost from last year. How's Coach doing it up there?
They just win.
Yeah,
they just got that system.
Yeah,
they got that system going, and they're if you watch them from 5th and 6th grade all the way up, they're winning. So.
Well, it's good to see Hydro Eakly back. I know it's got to be exciting in town or both towns, I should say, right. Hydro and Eakly.
Right, yes, sir.
Boys and girls teams
are
here.
Boys and girls, and this is the 3rd time total that the boys have made it, 1988 and 2011, and we're happy to be back, and we have 4 sophomores and a junior, so we're excited.
Yeah, man. How long have you been at Hydro Eakly? I've been there a while.
I've been there a while. Been there about 12 years.
12, okay. So So you had that little lull there where you weren't able to get there. Had some close calls. I know had some really good teams, but does it make you appreciate it that much more to be able to get back?
It does. I think I hate to say that. I think 3 years in a row, I was in the game to get here.
Yeah.
And we just couldn't make free throws. Just couldn't make free throws. But I don't take it for granted.
Right.
I do not take it for granted. I'm very happy, and like I said, we got a good group coming, and we're excited about them.
Well, hey, Coach, congratulations again. Not easy to make that comeback after taking the loss on Friday, but you guys get it done again. 3:30 Thursday afternoon here against Arapahoe Butler, and best of luck throughout the tournament, Coach.
Hey, thank you very much.
All right, Ricky Gore, Hydro Eakly. We're going to take a timeout, come back with more coaches right after this.
Like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
Welcome back to State Fair Arena. As you hear David Glover screaming in the background, he's got no couth whatsoever up here. But this is the Squirtle Bracket Breakdown. Michael Swisher now joined by Arapahoe Butler boys coach Logan Rogers. And Coach, first of all, as always, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a big deal to get here. And as I said to other coaches, if you're at State Fair Arena on Sunday afternoon, that's a good thing.
Yes, sir.
Just a nice, easy win on Friday to win the area championship. No big deal, right?
Yeah, real easy. Nothing's easy about that one.
Yeah, I was broadcasting a game, I believe, and somebody was giving me updates. But so refresh my memory. Well, first of all, you're taking on Surreal, ranked number 1, defending state champ. So you've got them in the area finals, a spot at state on the line. But were you not down late in that contest?
Yes, sir. We were down 21-10 at half.
Okay.
Couldn't get anything going offensively. End of the third, we cut it to 3. And then I believe with about a minute 20, minute 30, we're down 7.
Yeah. Okay.
And somehow found a way to tie it up. And
coaching, right?
Yeah. 100% coaching.
Coaching all the way. But it's got to be really exciting to be down. Did you force over? Was it overtime?
Overtime game, yep.
So you force overtime. You beat the defending number 1 chance to get to state. I mean, that's a storybook inning. That had to be just an exciting time. In your coaching career, singularly, right there.
Yes, sir. It's probably the best moment I've had. Been an assistant a long time. Second year head coach at Arapahoe. But it was amazing, and see the kids' reaction and that comeback win. It was awesome.
Yeah, and it always helps with superintendent's kids on your team.
Yeah, it helps.
That helps a lot right there. Hey, so you're going to take on a familiar foe in the state tournament. Class A boys are here at State Fair Arena. So the good news is everybody gets in Class A boys gets to play at the big house, but you're taking on a familiar foe in Hydro Eakly. I was just talking to Coach Gore here. You guys had a knockdown drag out in the West Central Championship game, and you got them by 2 points. But, what kind of challenge is it to go up against a team like that that you're familiar with, that you've seen, and that you have the win against already?
Yeah, very familiar with them. Kids know each other real well.
practically neighbors, right?
They are. We are. Yeah, really close. See each other every year, and they know us too. So, well-coached team. Coach Gore is one of the best.
Yeah.
And they'll know everything about us. We'll know a lot about them and what they do. So, should be another fun one and close game.
Yeah, and this is one of those years. As I said, you knocked out the defending champs. Number 2 is not here. Calumet, Fort Cobb as a team. That I think they're trying to play the 6th straight time in the finals, but they're not maybe the juggernaut that they had been. But this is a year, if you look at this bracket, you toss it up in the air and somebody's different each time could land on that bullseye.
Yeah, it's exciting. Our kids are excited. I think they kind of feel that, and they just had a kind of a special feeling about our group this year, and they've went out and done a good job most nights this year.
Yeah. Well, hey, Coach, congratulations again. Always a great time to be able to be here on Sunday and get to the state tournament. So I guess this will be your first time as a head coach then, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, yeah. So doubly congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Why not go do it in overtime against the defending state champs?
Yep.
But again, 3:30 Thursday, Hydro Weekly versus Arapahoe Butler here at State Fair Arena. Best of luck, Coach.
All right, thank you very much.
We're going to take a timeout, come back with some more Class A boys coaches. Stay with us. You're watching the Squirtle Bracket Breakdown.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
Welcome back to the Squirtle Bracket Breakdown, live from State Fair Arena. Michael Swisher now joined by Visai boys coach Alan Toon, who, Coach, you just, I don't know, you've been a regular here for about 2 decades now, have you not? Seems like, I mean, you're one of those coaches who since I've been coming here, we used to have the meetings up here. Then we moved the meetings down here, and now we're back up here. I remember seeing you up here back in the day as well. So you've been doing this a while.
Yeah, we've been started in 2000 was my first year here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've been up here several times, and it's always a great feeling. Somebody says, how you feel about the week? And I said, I feel a lot better today because I'm here.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Like I tell coaches, if you're here today, that's a good thing.
Yes.
That means you're going to be playing Thursday. And you took the fun route, the consolation bracket at area. You win 3 straight games there, and you get a shot at Surreal to make it here. An exciting game yesterday.
We played from behind all night till about a little over 2 minutes. We finally tied it up. Down 11 at half. Kids fought hard the second half and just chipped away and turned out good for us.
Yeah, so you have to go to the consolation bracketed area. Did you have a hard time at all, getting your kids pumped and prepared for trying to make that run through there, winning 3 games in 3 days?
Not really. My teams, we're going to run. They're in pretty good shape, so we do a ton of running. Kind of took a week off, had a few injuries coming into area. Still, my little point guard is hurt. He didn't play the last 2 days, hardly very, very few minutes for me. Got something hurt in his foot, and hopefully we can get it healed up. The Hazel Baker kid.
That's not a good thing if you run a lot.
It's not.
Okay.
He's been taking it easy. So we're trying to get some treatment on it today, and hopefully have him for the state, for Thursday and get ready. So no, they're just a team that they grind and grind and grind. We're not the greatest shooters in the world, but we're not bad shooters, and one of them type of teams.
Thursday, 2 p.m., you're kicking things off here, I guess, at the State Fair Arena. Yep, taking on Kiowa, number 7 versus number 8. Last year, Kiowa was here, got beat by Okarche in the first round. But what do you know about Kiowa? This is not a team in your area, so you don't don't go play them.
I don't know.
A couple times a year. So
I don't know one thing about Kiowa. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll know some more today.
I say that's what
I get home. You have huddle, and that makes a big difference. But I know zero about Kiowa.
And that's understandable because unless you have this crystal ball and you go watch them maybe in December when you have an off night, thinking, well, maybe I'll see them somewhere. There's no reason to, but and how much easier does huddle make it?
Man, and just the I was out, when Tyler graduated, I got out again and then got back in just a couple of years, 2.5 years ago, and they had huddle. I didn't have huddle, so it was. My assistant, he's teaching me how to do it, and I'm still making him run the videos off on a DVD so I can watch it at home.
Yeah, so go mail those to somebody. But see this. You've had Fargo here. I'm trying to think of the teams. Fargo. You've got Arnett here. Yeah. Am I missing one that you've had?
I've only been at 3 schools.
Okay, all right.
Fargo,
so,
Arnett, and Visite.
Well, there you go. We got Visite here. So congratulations, Coach. And the good thing is, you guys get to play at State Fairgrounds, so you guys get that experience.
Yeah, that's what I told my boys. I said lots of times. I said I've been beaten the first round twice of all the times I've been here. And you didn't. Those kids all got to come back and get to be here, but. This group, I got some seniors that have never been here, and I said, I think Class A's in the big house. So I said that'll be sweet.
Yep, it is sweet. The rotation worked out in your favor. Again, 2 p.m. Visite versus Kiowa. Coach, congratulations and good luck.
All righty, thank you, sir.
All right, Alan Toon, everybody. We're going to come back. I think we're going to have Derek Farrell from Quinton. Stay with us. You're watching the Squirtle Bracket Breakdown.
Like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
Welcome back, State Fair Arena. This is the Squirtle Bracket Breakdown. Michael Swisher now joined by Quinton's Derek Farrell, and in the Class A boys bracket. And we were just talking, first time since 2003 for Quinton, so has to be a pretty exciting time there for somebody like me. 2003 doesn't seem that long ago, but it's 17 years, so a long streak there for the program to not make it. So it has to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, the kids, the whole school, and the community is really excited right now. They're all getting behind the kids big time.
Yep. Put yourself in great shape. Put yourself into the area finals when you upset Velma Alma in the regional finals. That kind of had to open some eyes right there for everybody.
Well, the kids came out. We were outsized at every position, and we talked a lot about we were going to have to rebound and just play bigger than we were, and the kids did a great job of doing that.
Fort Cobb got you in the area finals, but you come back and knock off Roth team that was on cloud 9 after their win over Velma the night before. Pretty much at the buzzer in that one. How do you get the kids to rebound and come back the next day after taking the loss?
I think with these kids a little bit, it was the fact, they hadn't been in this situation really before, and so they didn't really understand all the ins and outs of this is a loss, it's hard to come back. They could just come back and play loose just like it was another ball game.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes.
Kids are smarter that way than us adults are.
I was more tight than they were.
Yeah, good. The good news is that you guys get to the state tournament. You're coming in as the lowest ranked team in the class, so you're kind of the David of this entire deal. And you get Garber, who's one of the hotter teams in Class A. Big, athletic, strong, shoots well. Coaching, so with Will Jones. Just kidding, Will. But it is definitely a formidable foe there in the first round. You take on Garber at 7 p.m. here at State Fair Arena, so a formidable foe there in the quarterfinals.
Yes, definitely. I'm familiar with them from the tournament champions.
Yeah.
They have a great group. It'll be a tough matchup, but we've played a 2A, 3A, 4A schedule pretty much all year. We had to play Howell twice, had to play Broken Bow, Spyro, Canadian, a lot of good teams. So hopefully it's kind of prepared us for this type of game.
What was the atmosphere last night after you guys get that win? Just in the locker room, the community, and all that. How was that?
It was just electric. The kids were, like I said, they were beside themselves because this group of seniors are a really good group of seniors, and they had never won a regional game in winner or losers bracket before this year. So.
Well, then that's a great feeling. And for you to get back here as a head coach, I'm sure that you're appreciating that as well.
Always nice to be here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, congratulations and good luck this week.
Thank you very much.
All right, Coach Derek Farrell, when we come back, I think we're going to have some Class B girls coaches. I hope I'm not lying to you, but stick around, find out, and I'll find out too here on the Squirtle Bracket Breakdown.
Like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
Welcome back to the Squirtle Bracket Breakdown, live from State Fair Arena. Michael Swisher now joined by Roxy Bratcher of Boise City, making a return trip to the state tournament. So congratulations for getting back here.
Thank you.
Last year, semifinals, I believe. You made a run to the semis, am I
Correct.
right? All right. So having done that, and this year I think you get knocked off by Arnett in the regional title game. How grueling was that 3-day run through the area tournament there to know that your season's on the line for 3 straight nights?
It was pretty tough. We had it was our 4th time this year to play Balco.
Yeah.
And we had won the previous 3 games, and so we knew that was tough going in, and we endured. And then we had played Forgan the week before, and. We also made it through that, so it's a pretty tough 3 games. And we had lost actually twice previously to Arnett.
Yeah.
And so we knew we had our work cut out for us last night. And girls play well. They rose to the occasion and the challenge.
That Balco game was one we did a podcast last week, and I told people that Boise City Balco was a game that some people maybe had penciled in as an area title game. So for you guys to be playing each other on Thursday, just a really tough game. And then, like you said, Forgan, a familiar foe, and then getting another crack at Arnett. What was the difference the third time to play Arnett?
I think that the first 2 times, Arnett's about the only team that matched us in overall team quickness. And so last night we adjusted better to that, and they're real aggressive defense, and we made better decisions. We took better care of the ball, and so just adjustments, I think, on our part, and being able to go. And we were a little bit more familiar with them.
Right. You get the chance to come back to the state tournament. You guys, the Class B girls, as in you guys, playing at UConn on Thursday, and you're going to be taking on Luqueba Sickles at 7 p.m. Luqueba Sickles is the lowest ranked team in the bracket, but they opened a lot of eyes at in the regional area. They're knocking off the defending champs Varnum in the area final. Have you been able to catch much on Luqueba Sickles just yet?
Well, I remember them from last year, and I think they have everyone back except one. Okay. And I knew they were pretty good. I think maybe in mid-January, I'm not sure, they may have gotten a girl back from an injury. But I knew they have played well for the last month. I'd been watching them, so I wasn't all that surprised.
How much can you pull on last year's experience making this return trip to state?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah.
All the girls will go on the floor for us, except we have 2 freshmen that don't play a lot. We have were down here last year.
So it's not as much as an eye-opener as it was a year ago.
Right.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, always great to have that experience. Well, hey, Coach, I know it's not easy to win those 3 area games, so congratulations on getting back, and good luck this week.
All right, thank you.
All right, that's Roxy Bratcher. Everybody, we're going to take a timeout, come back with another Class B girls coach. Stay with us.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
All right, the Squirtle Bracket Breakdown live from State Fair Arena. I'm now joined by Luke Broadbent of the Lady Bison. And first of all, man, what's up with Coach Glover? I heard some fathead comments, and your name brought up. Is he talking about you there?
He was talking about Lance Carpenter, and deservedly so, because that guy is a menace.
Okay, well, I thought I heard him say about, no fat heads in the stands, and if they had a fat head of Luke, they'd be – and I was like, well, is he dogging Luke Broadbent? So
well, if you saw my dad, you would understand.
Well, I have seen your dad, and I get it now. Yeah, okay. So Lady Bison are in. Is this – I'm trying to remember now. Second year as a head coach at Lady?
Yep.
So first trip to state as a head coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
How is that for you personally? We'll get to the team in just a second. But
oh, man, it's been a whirlwind.
Mm-hmm.
I to do it at Lady, a place where I've got family, is a big deal and means a lot to me personally. So I just feel really, really blessed to get in. And
yeah, you're adding to a strong tradition there as well. So I know it's always fun to keep that going. And you had it easy on Saturday. You got to go scout instead of play.
Yeah.
How nice was that?
Yeah, oh, man, it was I don't think my heart could take it anymore.
Yeah, well, you beat Arnett in the area finals, a team that knocked off Boise City, so and a team that you're real familiar with. How were the Lady Bison able to pull that out on Friday?
It was kind of just an ugly game, and that's what I told my principal after the game. I just said it was a championship game. It wasn't going to be easy. It wasn't going to be pretty. We defended really, really well and rebounded the ball extremely well. Arnett is a really, really good team and incredibly well coached. Yeah. So it was just a real physical, ugly game. We just
out-uglied them, huh?
Yeah. Toughed it out at the end and made some foul shots.
And you're at 2 p.m. at the Class B girls are at Yukon High School as you get the opener there. You get to kick things off. You're going up against number 5 LaFleur. I'm going to guess you haven't been out and able to scout them much this year.
Well, no, and my principal went and watched them last night, and I went and watched another game. So we've got to see them a little bit, but they're obviously really good. And, they were a team. I've talked to their coach and reached out to them a couple times this year talking about rankings out there, and I've heard a lot about them, and I know that they're really good, got 2 really good guards. So,
we've become accustomed to this, but I mean, it's becoming more and more commonplace here, but both Leedy teams are at the state tournament, so I'm guessing fun time in Leedy. And if anybody needs to go to the corner store and, get some free stuff, go on Thursday because the town's going to be here, right?
Yeah. It's going to be a ghost town on Thursday, I would imagine.
Yeah, or Welty's Grocery, I guess. Yeah. They'll be shut down, right?
Yeah. Have all the signs like it's 1975 again.
Heck yeah, man.
So,
well, hey, congratulations. Like I said, your first time to make it as a head coach. I know that's really exciting. And then adding to that Leedy tradition. Again, Leedy taking on LaFleur, 2 p.m. at Yukon High School. That's Luke Broadbent. We're going to come back with another Class B girls coach. Not exactly sure just yet, but stay with us and find out.
like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
All right, welcome back. We're with a cracked up Coach John Hadley, the Varnum Whippets, who is going to be the busiest man in Oklahoma this week. Coach, congratulations. Both Varnum teams are here, and
thank you, sir.
That's part of it. The other part is head coach of both squads.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
How do you do it, first of all?
First off, it is a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's anybody that's been in this business would know that and would agree with that. The key is honestly having good people around you and having great kids that that buy in and understand what we expect and in the support system around us is tremendous and they do make my job easier and make it more enjoyable on a daily basis.
Let's start with the girls. You guys lose the area title game to apparently a red-hot Luqueba Sickles team. You guys are the defending state champs, and we talked this summer, and although you lost quite a bit from last year's team, you were really excited about this year's group, and they're proving you right so far. But how were you able to come back yesterday and knock off a Duke team that's been really in that top 2-3 all year long? How were you able to get the girls to bounce back in that game?
Yes, this group has just grown so much through the season. Like you mentioned, losing 5 seniors off the championship team. But a lot of these girls played a lot of minutes, with that team and practice with them every day and things like that. And the growth of this team has been tremendous through from the summer. We were just okay this summer. But we knew kind of the potential once we kind of would get things in place and roles redefined and things like that. But they've just worked really hard together, and they've grown as players and as people, and most of all and most importantly as a team. And had a good year. Went on a tremendous streak. At one point I think we had won 20 of our last 21 or 21 of our last 22 or something like that. And had a good run through the year and really felt good going into the playoffs area finals game. But like you said, Luqueba was tremendously hot. A tough matchup, big, athletic, long, fast, all those things, and they played well. And we had a lead through a lot of that game, and it just didn't work out for us, some foul trouble and some missed opportunities and things like that. But so coming back, driving back to Cache, we got in at like 2 o'clock or 2:30 or something on early Saturday morning. And, and so I was concerned, obviously, about that, making that trip back and being able to bounce back, because we were devastated not having won the area finals.
Yeah.
And I just kept telling them, hey, we have 2 chances. There's a reason that it's set up this way. We win today. We're going to feel just as good as we'd have won last night. And of course, Duke's tremendous team, tremendously, well coached, and by Coach Wilson, a legend, and just kept fighting. That game was not pretty. We wasn't our best by any stretch of the imagination, but showed a lot of heart and grit and determination to just keep fighting and just find a way to win and find a way to hang on to that one and get us back to Oklahoma City.
And then conversely, after losing that game against Luqueba Sickles, you turn around and surprise a lot of people with your boys team and knock off Duke, which most people have, ranked at number 1.
Absolutely.
Although you've only got 1 loss all year to a fairly decent Payton team. You guys on paper weren't favored to win that. So just a night of highs and lows for you.
Sure. Yeah, the emotional. Lots of people told me, even there at Cache, said, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how in the world you can coach both games at this stage and maybe lose one, have to come back, and a few minutes later bounce back and have to regroup. But I told them it's a good problem to have, though. Because one could be sitting at home, and so it's a great problem to have. But yeah, the boys throughout the year have shown tremendous growth also, and a year from dating back for, a year ago, the growth and maturity just, has been unbelievable, and the things we learned from our failures in the past and things like that. And I've had a tremendous season, and Duke's a great team, like you mentioned, and #1 all season, and we just did what it took and found a way to win that one.
So you've got the Class B boys are playing at Mustang High School, and you're going to be taking on Hammond at 3:30. Coach that game. Turn around, make the short drive over to Yukon High School, where your Varnum Lady Whippets are going to be taking on Whitesboro at 8:30 p.m. in that Class B girls bracket. So you've got a lot of huddle, I guess. I assume you got a lot of huddle to be downloading some videos.
Yes, lots of film to watch, lots of preparation, lots of phone calls to make. And I'm glad the OSSAA put them close together for me right there at Yukon and Mustang, 2 tremendous facilities, and just happy to be here and our kids to have these opportunities. It's fantastic for us and our school and our community and everybody involved.
Well, congratulations. Like I said, it can't be easy, and I've seen a couple coaches do it, but there's nothing easy about it. But Coach John Hadley has the Varnum Whippets and Lady Whippets in the state tournament. Good luck this week, Coach.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you very much.
John Hadley, everybody. We're going to take a timeout here, come back with more right after this.
The pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
All right, welcome back to State Fair Arena. This is the Squirtle Bracket Breakdown. Michael Swisher now joined by Whitesboro girls coach Vaughn Blankenship. And if my notes are correct, this is the first trip to state for the Whitesboro girls program. Am I lying to people out there?
No, that's absolutely correct. We've been 5 straight years in softball and have a really successful softball program. But on the basketball side of it, this is our first trip to the big house.
Yeah, and you did it the easy way. You go and win the area tournament. So had to be really nice to go win that Friday game and get to go scout on Saturday.
It was. We talked about 4 in a row. You need 4 in a row to get here to be in the control seat. Now, I won't say it was easy by any means. We played some really tough ball clubs and got a couple lucky bounces here and there, but did it the right way. Go for it and get there fast.
Yep. You took on Pittsburgh, defeated them in that area title game. That was at Quinton, I believe. What went right for you? You say you got some bounces going your way. What went right for you in that contest?
We got down 7 or 8 at one point in the third quarter after being up about 8 in the first half. And we started hitting a couple jump shots and turned them over a little bit, got some breakaway layups that helped out, and hit free throws down the stretch. So we got really, really fortunate there.
Do we have a lot of crossover players of the softball and basketball?
We do. At Whitesboro, we play sports. That's what we do. And we do it from the time they're in 2nd grade, and that's all they do. So every kid goes to softball. They come out of softball. They go to baseball. They run track in the downtime. We play basketball. And it's mostly a lot of sisters. I've got three different sets of sisters on my team that contribute, that play everything. And softball, our pitcher and catcher are actually sisters, so it's kind of a neat thing.
So it's obviously, 2 different atmospheres, 2 different settings, but can you draw on that softball state tournament big game experience?
I think
coming here.
I think so. I think the girls have been in pressure situations before. They were fortunate we finished as the runner-up in fast pitch, and we've talked about wanting to further that. Honestly, it's ironic we followed Varnum here in conversation. One of the girls told me yesterday, they said, Coach, they were the runner-up in softball and fast pitch and slow pitch, but won basketball. So we want to do what they did.
I got you.
And I was like, yeah, we'll take that. Now, our softball coach didn't like that very much because she wants to win the slow pitch.
Understood. But you do get Varnum. That is at 8:30 p.m. at Yukon High School on Thursday in the quarterfinal round, a team that, was upset by Lukiba Sickles in the area final. So one of those, games that quote unquote messed up the bracket, if you will, in Class B girls. But so you're going to get the defending state champs and a really talented team in the first round. How do you come out and try to combat a team like that?
We just got to be us. There's no magic tricks at this point. They'll be prepared. They'll see in every game we've played, probably knowing John Mark, and they've been here before. And whether people believe that's a real feeling, it's a real thing. His kids are experienced, and they'll be ready to play. We'll be excited about it, and we hope that we can take from that big game and not just want to be here for one day. A lot of schools, the first time they get here, they get lost in the atmosphere, and we've been really trying not to get lost in the atmosphere. We want to stay locked in, and we like to be here for a couple of days.
Oh, and Whitesboro's got both boys and girls teams here, so one of the groups do that. So it has to be a really exciting time in town. Congratulations, Coach, and best of luck this week. And,
thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Hopefully we'll be seeing you here at State Fair Arena for more years to come. First trip ever for the Whitesboro girls program. We're going to take a time out, come back. Class B boys coaches coming up next. Stay with us.
Like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
All right, welcome back. Squirtle Bracket Breakdown live from State Fair Arena. Michael Swisher now joined by Duke's Nick Gable. Every time I hear Duke, I crack up. I live in Kingfisher, and I cover Kingfisher daily, and they ordered their warm-ups, their basketball warm-ups, and on the blue side it says Kingfisher, but you flip them inside out and it says Duke, and I don't know if they got it mixed up with you. I mean, I think different colors there, but they do have Duke on the inside of their practice jersey, so I see Duke about every day in Kingfisher there. But hey, Coach, had to sweat it out.
Absolutely.
You got quote-unquote upset on Friday, had to come back Saturday, had a really, tough one out against a really good big pasture team, but you guys showed a lot of grit, a lot of heart in a really tough battle yesterday to get back to state.
Yeah, Varnum, that lost there on Friday, they're a great team. If you look at their schedule, they've got one loss, and it was early and without their big boy. A couple things go, like I told my boys, the ball can bounce 1,000 different ways and 1,000 different possessions, and you lose a 1-point game, it stinks. Quick turnaround to the next day, and playing a big pasture team that, in my opinion, is very underrated. They've been top 8 all year, fall out in the last week or so. But they, not to mention that I coached their coach and coached those kids on that team, so it was a very emotional game, and they jump out and they hit so many shots, and they gave us everything we wanted. But I was super proud of my kids' guts and the way that they fought back there to go win that game.
Yeah, and I talked to Chattanooga coach Billy Carr before he played them, and he said, Big Pasture are really underrated, and coincidentally, I think it is Whitesboro, his former team, that nope, you don't.
No, it is.
Yeah,
yes.
You play Whitesboro in the first round,
yeah.
And so have you got to see much on Whitesboro? That is a team that's been in the state tournament the last 2-3 years. They got some experience.
If I'm being completely honest, I saw Whitesboro in the Class B state tournament 2 years ago, and of course last year we were up here, and so I didn't get to see them play there.
Yeah.
And then this year, we had such a great year last year. We were 29-0 and we got beat, and so our motto's been one game at a time, and so I've approached it. Now I've watched a little bit of film on Whitesboro, but not a lot. It's just back to the scouting board on that as soon as we get back home tonight.
Well, how are you able to pull on last year's experience? Like you said, you came in undefeated, got knocked off. Was it Peyton that got you last year in the quarterfinal round? So can you use that experience and does going to the Tournament of Champions this year, does that kind of help you, some of that big game experience as well?
I think so. I think a lot. I think we underestimated a very good Peyton team last year. Yeah. They've got Luke Guns is a phenomenal player.
Yeah.
And so and it wasn't that we choked, they beat us.
Right.
And so we just we went into this year with the mindset of we had to increase the difficulty of our schedule because we had so many games last year where we just rolled. Kingfisher has that problem, I know.
Yeah.
And so we got into the Tournament of Champions, took a kicking from Booker T. Washington, and then we were able to bounce back and beat Millwood and Okema to win consolation. I think that was a tremendous experience for my guys because last year we didn't face adversity until we did, and then it was over. This year we took some losses. We added Surreal on a neutral site. We lost that. We got in the Altus tournament where we played Bishop McGuinness and Cash, some 4A schools, and lost to Cash but beat Bishop McGuinness for third place. So increasing the difficulty, going to the Tournament of Champions, it gave my kids a chance to face some adversity, learn how to deal with it, and learn how to fight back. And so last night when we're down 14 at half, I really think that they pulled from that and just never quit fighting.
Well, certainly the tough way to get here, but
absolutely.
Probably has to make it that much more enjoyable and rewarding to do it. So 2 p.m. at Mustang High School against Whitesboro, and it's funny how things work out. Should you find a way to get past Whitesboro, it very well could be Peyton waiting there in the semifinals. So that certainly would be a rewarding game for you guys to get another crack at them, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, hey, Coach, best of luck. Congratulations getting back this week. I know it wasn't easy, but you guys are here, so best of luck. And
I appreciate it.
Maybe we'll be seeing you here Friday and Saturday at State Fair Arena. That is Duke's Nick Gable, everybody. We're going to take a timeout, come back, I think, with Kevin Brown from Hammond, so stay with us.
The pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
All right, welcome back. Squirtle bracket breakdown here from State Fair Arena. I'm now joined by Hammond boys coach Kevin Brown. Coach, you're going to hear in a second, his voice is about gone. That's what happens if you lose that first game of regional and you got to go win, 5 games in a row to get to the state tournament. But that was the path the Warriors took.
Yeah.
Got it done last night against Lomega, though, a very good Lomega team. But the Warriors found a way to get it done.
We did. We've had a long battle, but we kind of found a way to persevere through everything and get it done every night.
You were upset by New Lima to open the regional. I know you guys weren't 100% healthy that game, and but you ran roughshod over everybody the rest of that regional, and then win 3 games in a row at area. Was there any motivating that you had to do as a coach, or were the kids kind of self-motivated to make that run?
Oh, I've got a group of seniors, and I think it's a lot easier to motivate seniors. They realize once your back's against the wall, our mantra was kind of, after that loss, kind of caught us off guard that our state tournament starts today. Yeah. It's just a lot longer than three games. Ours is 8 games.
Yeah.
So let's go find a way to win them all.
Yeah, and you really you took it to your next 4 opponents now. You and Lomega went back and forth a little bit. Had to gut one out last night, though, right?
Yeah. They played well.
Yeah, really good team.
Coming off, I know they were coming off that narrow loss to Payton, but I'm sure that was a fun game to get to watch. But now you get a really good Varnum team in the quarterfinal round. You guys are playing Varnum 3:30 p.m. at Mustang High School. Have you got to see much on Varnum yet?
We actually, us and Varnum actually scrimmaged in October.
Okay.
And kind of, Coach Hadley and I kind of talked then, hey, we could actually maybe see each other again, maybe in the state tournament. So it kind of full circle kind of came around.
Yeah, absolutely. What does Varnum do? Obviously, one loss all year. That was early to Payton. I think they got Payton later on in the year.
They're just loaded, man. They got good guards, big guys. They're pretty versatile. Shoot it pretty well. They're multiple defensively, so it'll be a tough matchup for us. We'll have to play well, but when you get to this point, you have to show up and play every day. So.
Well, hey, the good thing is you only have to worry about Varnum right now. He's got to worry about Hammond and Whitesboro, so you got the advantage there, right?
Yeah, we hope so. I told him a while ago, I said, you're the man. You got 2 teams here.
Yeah.
He needs to focus on them girls a little more.
There you go. Definitely focus on the girls. That's the way to go. Well, hey, Coach, I know you got a long drive, and your voice is about gone, so I won't hold you hostage any longer. Thanks for waiting.
I appreciate
Thanks for joining us here. Congratulations. Hammond Warriors get to the state tournament again. Coach Kevin Brown, good luck, and maybe we'll see you here Friday and Saturday.
Hope so. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Just give us a moment. We'll be joined by Brent Griffin from Sasakwa, so hold on. We'll be back right after this.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
All right, welcome back. This is the Squirtle Bracket Breakdown, and the coach that I held hostage the longest, Sasakwa's Brent Griffin. And Coach, how long a drive is it for you up here?
It's not bad. It's about an hour and 15 minutes.
I don't feel too bad then about making you. You are the last coach here, and I appreciate you sticking around to join us here.
No problem.
Congratulations, Sasakwa, into the Class B boys state tournament bracket, and much like our previous guest Kevin Brown, you guys had to go the more difficult route, and was it the regional opener that you lost
yes.
To Whitesboro, and so you've got to win 5 elimination games. Has to be a grind to go through that.
It was a grind, and we played some really good Southeast teams in their home gym, and we had to grind those out, but it really kind of put some resolve in the boys, and it got us ready for area, and we just started playing our best basketball of the whole year.
Yeah, and you look, last night 83-59 over Calvin, and I know sometimes scores are deceiving, but it appears your guys played extremely well that game, regardless.
Yes. Yeah, it was a tight game at half, and then they just kind of blew it open in the third quarter, and I'm so proud of those boys. They put in a lot of work.
I think you're the only in boys and girls. You're the only unranked team in the field. So
yeah, and we knew we were going to be good this year, but we had a lot of injuries.
Yeah,
and we never got healthy. Our football team was really good, so we kind of got a late start. And then Christmas break, we had a bunch of rolled ankles, and really last week was our first full practices with everyone.
Yeah,
and so we knew we could get there, just had to get healthy.
No time like the present
right.
to be at your healthiest and playing your best. So first time according to Chris Wilfong's eye, was at the game. This is the first time since 1980 for the program to make it to state.
Yes.
But ironically, you're one of just 2 teams in the whole field who have won a state championship. Hammond and Sissaquah are the only 2.
Yeah.
The rest of the teams in here have not won it. Now,
I did not realize that.
Well, I just make stuff up, and I hope people believe me. But, this is obviously, Duke, a talented team that won 2 games at the tournament champions, beat number 3A, number 1 Millwood, included in there. Payton is really good, only 1 loss. That loss is to Varnum, who has only 1 loss, which is to Payton.
And we lost to both of those teams twice. The LRC is a tough conference there.
But I say that, and there's some really talented teams, but there may not be that team. The right team can get hot. Who's to say? Could it be Sissaquah this week? As you said, you're getting healthy, and you guys are playing your best. Is that the message you go to your teams with this week?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, confidence is really high. We'll put in some good work this week, and they're loose, and we're just having fun playing basketball. It's been fun the last couple weeks.
You're taking on a Leedy team that's just a familiar face up here. They've been several times. Last year they got to the quarterfinals with a young team. Coach Lance Carpenter, he's here every year, whether he's been here with Leedy, the Hammond girls. So their team has state tournament experience. He's got a lot of state tournament coaching experience. So you guys are the underdogs more ways than one.
Yeah,
so,
and we like that role.
Yeah,
we cherish that role, and I'm fine with that.
Yep, 7 p.m. at Mustang High School on Thursday, Coach. And congratulations. Enjoy the week. Go enjoy Thursday, and best of luck to you.
All right, I appreciate it.
All right, everybody. Brent Griffin from Sissaquah. We're going to take a break and get ready for our marathon segment, no doubt, with Coach David Glover. Give him the mic, and who knows how long this is going to be. Thanks for joining us, Coach, and we'll be back with Coach David Glover after this.
Like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
All right, welcome back to State Fair Arena here on Sunday afternoon. This is the Squirtle Bracket Breakdown. I am now joined by the man responsible for all of these brackets, David Glover of the OSSAA. I ran into you last night.
Yeah.
And you said, hey, I'm going to watch some basketball. I'm going to go home and go to work. And that's
right.
what you did. You go home. You knew half the teams in the field at the time. And we got the other half last night. So you spent your night and the first part of your morning kind of laying out the brackets and, kind of just, if you will, tell us about that process. I would think the thing that makes it most difficult is when you get these schools who have both teams.
Oh, yeah, we call them doubles.
Yeah.
And, when we get those doubles in, you want to be respectful to the fans from both teams where – they can get to both places and get to both games. And then we want to try to keep them separated. And it is really, it's a difficult process. And also with, with the way, Swish, that we break it down where you can't play a team or be on the side of the bracket of a team you played that was in your area. You can be with, if you didn't play that team, you can be there. But when that happens, it really limits where these teams can go, even that more than the double.
Yeah.
And so that's why we have some quirky things. Like I told the coaches, I don't like them, but it's a state tournament, and kids are resilient. You might have a 7 o'clock game and have to turn around and play at 9 o'clock the next morning. But since we've been doing that 9 o'clock game in the morning, I can assure you it hadn't cost anybody a game. Both teams are having to do it, and once you get in this barn, they don't know it's 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, I sure don't. There's not a window in here.
Yeah, I experience that every Friday and Saturday when we get here. Yeah, this is like the warm-up week, though, and splitting up the doubles. This is the easy week. It's next week when you got 3 classifications of teams and trying to do that.
Right.
I think what a lot of people out there don't, you know, what I hear or read a lot is, well, I don't know why they don't play the games here. I don't know why they don't play the games there. You can't just call up somebody and say, hey, you're going to have games this next week.
You know, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
You know, you got parking issues at a lot of sites, a lot of our member schools. You know, we're just blessed that the Mustangs who build those nice new facilities, you know, are willing to host, and we're very grateful to them. And UConn is a yearly host for us, and Mustang, also Southern Nazarene, Oklahoma City next week's jumping in there, and Deer Creek of Edmond.
Yeah.
It's difficult because if their teams are playing or if they have things going on at their school, they can't host.
Yep.
And we understand that. So it adds to it too, but we're just grateful to the ones that are willing to host a sub-site.
How how late into the night do you work last night? Checking, rechecking, triple checking your brackets,
it was pretty late. Yeah, my wife is always good at helping. She knows about as much about it as I do, but we look at it until it starts all running together, and then we meet with Mr. Jackson on Sunday morning up at the association office. He'll pick up on some things that maybe we didn't see or I didn't see, and we'll put him down to where we get it what we think is the best.
Did you give Van Shea Ivan any input whatsoever?
None whatsoever. You give Van Shea input, it messes the whole thing.
Yeah, completely understood right there. He thinks in terms of food only.
That and Concrete Hunter.
Yeah, that's the only 2 things that really matter to him.
Yeah.
Outside of his family, of course.
That's right.
I think what a lot of people are curious about is, the future of this building when MAPS 4 passed. It's going to provide funding for a new building at State Fair Arena. How in tune are you to the timeline on that process?
Well, every year I meet with the fairgrounds folks, and sometime in January, and we plan for this. And what they've told me was they won't make their first tax collection until April.
Yeah.
And so they may break ground in June. It's probably going to be a 2-year process. I'm hoping by 2023 we're in a new building, and I haven't. That's not coming from them. That's just my estimation. But it's going to happen. It's just we've got to keep this one playable for 2 or 3 more years anyway, and then this old barn will come down, and the new place is going to be great for kids. It's just going to be a fabulous place for high school facilities.
Absolutely. And if you're walking through here the next couple of weeks and the next couple of years and you see a loose screw, don't pull it out because the whole place might come down.
It could all go down.
So just leave it there.
I noticed we have some seats missing this year even.
So
I think they're just trying to piecemeal these old seats together to keep it going.
Understood. And here in a couple of years when we walk out of here on Saturday night after 4A, we're gonna grab one and take it with us.
Put it in our backyard.
But it's I know not everybody's a basketball person, but they probably don't feel the same way. But these next 2 weeks for basketball junkies, it's like Christmas in Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's the best time of year for me.
Yeah.
It really is. And it gives me, being an old school person, an old coach and school administrator, I like seeing the looks on the kids' faces. Even the ones that leave here disappointed.
Yeah.
They'll look back years from now on this weekend coming up, and they'll be grateful for what they got to do. Only one coach. My daughter told me she got beat out yesterday over at Kingfisher, and she said, she reminded her girls there's just one coach a year that doesn't have to have that conversation that she had with her kids yesterday, and because only one coach a year ends the year with a win. And so there's a lot to be proud of. These coaches that were here today, I appreciate their attendance, and it's a rite of passage every year, and they always have 100% attendance.
Yep, and like I say with him, if you're here on Sunday afternoon, that's a great thing.
That's right,
because that means you're going to be playing on Thursday. And I'm not trying to single anybody out. I've read a couple of different places, but I hear some knocks on Oklahoma's basketball playoff system, man. Maybe the double elimination. Personally, for me, I think it's great. I love the double elimination. After, obviously for some classes they got to get past a certain game.
Sure.
But in my opinion, this really gives you the truest test to find out who is the best team.
It is. It's unique, but I think it's the best system.
Yeah.
It gives that good team that might have a bad night a chance to show their mettle and come back through the losers bracket. I told the coaches today, we have one of the most fantastic playoff systems around, and I know, and I'm respectful to the fact, Swish, that every kid that plays basketball wants to end up playing here. Every kid, and that's the way it ought to be. And so that's why we're trying to do more and more good things for the kids when they come here, and it's a culmination. This week is more of a celebration of high school basketball than anything else.
And not just teams that get here, but you see those. I mean, your daughter's team at Woodward, although it's not Class A and B, but she trotted a lot of freshmen and sophomores out there, so they go to Saturday of regional. That's going to benefit them next year.
That's right.
You're in single elimination. You don't get to experience those next level elimination games.
That's
and wins.
Exactly right.
And so I think those are great building blocks for the future. Well, I think the boss said it's time to go.
Yeah, she
right
did.
There. Is it
She's
lunchtime?
Hungry.
Yeah,
must be hungry. Yeah.
We've only been here for about 3 hours.
We may have to go shopping. I think it's shopping and then dinner. So.
Well, whatever she says goes.
All right, but we appreciate you guys. Appreciate Squirtle and your all's involvement with the Activity Association, and we will see you Thursday, and off we go.
Yep, I'm really excited. Thank you guys for your hospitality.
You bet.
David Glover of the OSSA, everybody. Once again, this has been the Squirtle Bracket Breakdown. Our Class A and B coaches, congratulations to them, and we'll see you guys next week. And be sure to tune in to Squirtle all week long, as we'll have bracket updates and download your Squirtle app. Keep up with scores on there. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you next time.